Indeed it has, Philip. Be interesting to see with a tailwind if they can break Diamond Lover's record set a year ago today. The top weight is Courier Bay, David Walsh, 57.5. Mare Chiquita, John Hayes, 53. Morsel, Linda Ballantyne, 52.5. Amorous, Brian Hibbard. Hot Ice, Gary Phillips. Number 6, Matabele, was scratched this morning. He's pulled a muscle in a shoulder, and it's been a case of musical settles for Michael Coleman, and we'll tell you why in a moment. Number 7, Orange A, Daryl Lang. Now, number 8, Yenalom, was announced to be ridden by Grant Cooksley, but he can't make the weight, so Coleman, who got off Matabele when it was scratched, is now on Yenalom. Number 9, Wairere Lord, Jock Cadogan, half a kilo over. Number 10, Alynda, Kathy Treymane. Number 11, Sir Gareth B. Jones. Number 12, Spring Easy, Roy Mackay, 49.5. Number 14, Pizarro, will be ridden by Brendan Sargent. And number 15, Sirstaci, the first day winner, Lance O'Sullivan.
And here is the favourite for the race, Courier Bay. He's a splendid-looking animal. He's by diplomatic agent out of Beirut. He's now hunting for his 4th win in succession. Jeff White of New Plymouth is his owner and trainer, and David Walsh is his jockey.
Well, not only his 4th in succession, Phil, but it's the only race left worth winning for a very top sprinter that he hasn't won. He's won everything else. He's been the best sprinter in New Zealand for, well, at least 12 months. He's got the weight to prove it, of course, 4 kilograms more than he carried when he ran second to Diamond Lover in this race last year, but he's up to big weights. I think he can win. Whether he can break the record's another matter.
There's number 3 now, and this is Morsel. The 5-year-old mare is by Rapier II. Linda Ballantyne to ride, and I know that you're very impressed with her size, Brian.
Yes, I am, Phil. I've got a lot of kids in Pony Club riding horses as big as this, and still they're ponies, because according to all the reports, this mare is only 14 two-hands, and I'd say, without having seen some of the maidens racing around the country districts, that probably makes her the smallest horse in work. It certainly makes her the smallest among the top sprinters, and she's all heart. She's unraced since October, but the Islands who train her know her very well. They can get her ready well. Interesting to see she's being ridden by Linda Ballantyne, and here in June of all times, the middle of winter, she gave Linda a 100th winner. Very honest mare, could be in with a chance.
Now there's Wairere Lord, another starter in the race. This 6-year-old by Honey Lord out of Wairere Girl. It's trained by Harold and Peter Ryan at Matamata, to be ridden by Jock Cadogan. And there, of course, the team that were associated with Qatari Chief. I brought the man along himself, Peter Ryan. First of all, this horse here, Peter, give him a chance?
At the weights, yes, definitely, Philip. It's going to be very difficult to beat Courier Bay. We've drawn a wee bit wide. Courier Bay and Mare Chiquita, of course, are the two that really worry me. Hopefully Alynda and them will cart him along a wee bit. They're just stuck in behind.
Not worried about his draw, which is just perhaps a little out.
Yes, that is a little concern, but if the inside horses go, he'll be able to tuck in behind, hopefully, and just sit and wait for the split.
Now, is he any Qatari Chief?
No, he's a special horse.
How did he come through the race?
He's tired. He's certainly tired. He had to make 2 runs because he got a bad knock at the start, of course, and I understand there's an inquiry pending on the Shimozel at the start, but still that's racing, and you've got to learn to take that. Good with the bad. It was good last year and not too good today.
Your day of glory last year, someone else's today.
Yeah, sure thing.
Maybe you'll get it with the Railway.
Well, let's wait and see.
Peter Ryan just joining us. Thank you very much. Well, there's Wairere Lord, just being mounted now by Jock Cadogan. Now, Yenalom, this is the horse that Peter Locke of Tarapa trains.
And it's Mike Coleman doing the riding now. Grant Cooksley, as we said before, can't make the weight, so Michael Coleman has the ride in this in the Railway. And Yenalom has mixed her form somewhat. Went down to Riccarton and ran. In fact, it's he, of course, went down to Riccarton and ran. Didn't really show up much in the Stewards Handicap, but came back for a very good win at Pukekohe. A very good splinter, Yenalom, but again has drawn out just a little. Has drawn at 10. But of course the false rail will help these back runners, and if Yenalom gets back, will have every opportunity to come through.
Fieldhouse Stud is the stud that's at Matamata. They're the sponsors of the race, and they stand Grosvenor. A very well performed stallion. Now Mare Chiquita, a very, very good little mare. This by Last Tango out of Tarantel. She's trained by Stu Munro at Cambridge, to be ridden by Johnny Hayes. She's done most of her racing in Australia successfully, but she's right in here with a chance.
Well, nobody could argue with you when you say she's a good mare, Phil. She certainly is one of the tops. I was a bit surprised to see that Stu tried 1,600 metres with her a couple of starts back. and she failed at that. But then last time she ran it over Avondale, got away a little bit slowly, as she often does, and ran Courier Bay to a nose and a head over 1,200 metres, which of course is today's distance. She's half a kilo better off now in relation to Courier Bay, and she's drawn the slot next to it. I think she could trouble Courier Bay today.
Here's 5 now. This is Hot Ice, the 5-year-old by Icelandic out of Sunwing. This is a relation, I suppose, to Dungarvan, and the fact that it's owned by the same owners, Barney and Patsy McCarhill, and it is by Icelandic. Paddy Busselton of Foxton, the trainer, Gary Phillips to ride.
And excusing the pud, Paddy's had this one on ice for some time. It's a horse that's been troubled by unsoundness over the years. No question about its ability. It was a very good 3-year-old, Hot Ice. Went down to Riccarton and ran Orange Aid to a half ahead over 1,000 metres. Didn't quite see it out in the 1,200 metre stewards, but hasn't raced for some time. But I'm sure that Paddy will have this horse dead set right, and I'd imagine it'll go very fast. We're going to see a very, very quick railway here.
Grant Nisbet and Brian O'Flaherty providing comments today. Sir Gareth now, he's a 6-year-old by Pike Hall out of Debbie's Joy. He's trained by Clive Bennett at Pukekohe, and a young Rhys Jones is to ride.
There wasn't a lot that you could say for this horse's run in the Newmarket, as far as I could see, and as a lead up to the as a lead up to the Fieldhouse Railway, I guess that was probably something less than he should have done. He's drawn a little bit wide at 14. He comes in just the one because of Matabeele's scratching, but I'd think he'd have to improve.
Rhys Jones is the son of Barry Jones, the Washdyke trainer. Rhys is apprentice to Jimmy Gibbs at Matamata. Very likeable young man, and very highly regarded too by his trainer, employer, Jim Gibbs. So the field being assembled now for the Rich Railway Handicap. Always a marvellous race. They say that you really can't afford to draw out much further than 8 or 9 to be in with a chance because of the speed that they will go. Diamond Lover's record, a fairly sensational time when she won the railway, just a tick over 1.7. In fact, 1.7.73 it was for Diamond Lover in last year's race. And she literally blitzed them. Let's see what happens today. Courier Bay starts as a very warm favourite and should win the race. Mare Chiquita will give a lot of cheek, and I thought Peter tipped us out one with Wairere Lord as a place chance, and Amorous, the Central District's visitor, win a good race at its last start. Let's join Keith Hobb now for his call of the railway.
Fieldhouse Railway, Sirstaci on the inside, Orange Aid ready, Hot Ice is set. Racing in the Fieldhouse, but slow out in Morsel. Sir Gareth was a little bit slow. Amorous has drifted back towards the rear, and Orange Aid scoots to the lead with Hot Ice. Hot after it now with up wide Alynda. A length and a half, Sirstaci, Spring Easy and Passaro were next. Courier Bay trapped a little wide at the 1,000 metres. Then followed 2 back behind it, Wairere Lord. Amorous is next, then Sir Gareth, then Morsel, then followed Mare Chiquita last. 15 off the leaders already at the 800 metres, and the pace on. Alynda races round from Hot Ice in second place. Third then in the inside is Orange Aid. Spring Easy is the next horse, then followed by Courier Bay. Passaro between horses. Sirstaci's in a bit of bother, went back sharply, then followed Denolam on the inside. Then followed Sirstaci, Sir Gareth, and Amorous is back with Mare Chiquita and Morsel. On the turn, Alynda is the pacemaker. Spring Easy is next. Hot Ice has the trail. Here's Courier Bay on the outside. They come to the false rail and sprint for home. Alynda is the leader. Out wide, Spring Easy racing after it. Hot Ice battling with Courier Bay in behind them. Then followed by Orange Aid, but they get to the 200. Spring Easy's taken the lead from Alynda. Courier Bay now starting to stretch out with his weight and all. Now it's Spring Easy, Courier Bay going after him. Alynda on the inside. Here's Wairere Lord late. Courier Bay on the outside. From Alynda, the inside. Spring Easy between the two. There's nothing in it. Alynda's won the railway. Second is Courier Bay. Then followed right there Spring Easy. Sirstaci came home like late. Then Wairere Lord was right there. Then Sir Gareth. Then Denolam. Then Amorous. Then followed home by Orange Aid. Passaro was next. Then followed well back his Morsel. Then Hot Ice and Mare Chiquita last at the post. Well, there'll be very few people who want to take away the victory there of Alynda, number 10.
Kathy Treymane. Remember the young lady who rode in the New Zealand Derby aboard Accountant and lost the race on a protest. Today she gets some mild compensation by picking up the feature sprint of the afternoon, the Railway. Number 10, Alynda, back to winning form, and what a tremendous effort it was too. Let's go to the finishing stages.
Certainly was a great run, Phil, but let's just have a look at what happened to Courier Bay a little later on. Here's Alynda now. Kathy shot her for home. She said, catch me if you can. Spring Easy on the outside, and in behind Spring Easy in the red, you can see Courier Bay. Now watch Spring Easy come across a little bit. Orangeade in the hood in the middle, Hot Ice in the bandages. Spring Easy now, you can see under the stick, is moving over a little bit. Just hard to see whether David, yes, he's had to pick that horse's head up a little bit, Courier Bay, and changed his line a little bit. Under the stick now, Courier Bay could be running out a little bit. Alynda's got a trouble-free run through on the inside under a very hard ride. She's hanging on as best she can. Spring Easy's answering well. Courier Bay's doing a tremendous job under his weight. Sirstaci there in the middle is coming home well as well. Alynda, though, is just going to hang on in 18.47. They don't break the record today that Diamond Lover set a year ago under a very hard ride. It's Alynda. Courier Bay gets up for second, and Spring Easy's third, and down there on the fence it's Sirstaci.